Hello, I am Dr. Gorajan Ghosh speaking. Pranam to the elders, namaskar to the same age group people, love and best wishes to the younger generations from the greater India and Indian origins around the globe. I lived in Japan for almost 10 years as a Japanese government scholar for doing research on optical materials and optical technology. Since April 1999, I am doing part-time research on Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose with the advice and inspiration of my Japanese professor Dr. Hiroshi Yajima in Tokyo. He gave me two photo albums of Netaji and unpublished written articles of his father, late Masayoshi Kakitsubo, who was the Elokam interpreter from 11th of May 1943 to December 1944, and later on a personal secretary of Netaji in World War II. Masayoshi Kakitsubo was appointed by the Premier Tojo and the Premier Koiso. On 19th of September 2017, I have written the ebook Unknown Facts of Netaji, Japan and Southeast Asia, and it was published by Amazon all over the world, including India. After publication of the Amazon ebook in English and paperback book on 23rd of November 2019, I was inspired to write a book of Netaji in Bengali, an ebook. I wrote almost half of the book in Bengali, but when I contacted to the publisher Amazon, they said no, Bengali ebook is not possible to publish in India at the moment. But they inspired me to write a book on Hindi, and immediately I started to write the book on Hindi, and on 125th birth anniversary of Netaji, I have written this Hindi book, and it was published on 11th of March 2021, as you can read. And this is the important ebook on Netaji on his 125th birth anniversary, and this book consists of 267 pages and costs only rupees 440. Initially, I wrote the Bengali version as I told you, but now this Hindi version ebook will be very popular in India, as I know, in future. And in this context, I must let you know that Indian Professor Kapil Kumar has written some books on Netaji and INA recently, as I saw in the social media. And when I commented in his YouTube video that Amazon has published that Netaji and INA, about the INA, since 2019, September 2017, and our Prime Minister Modi, President, and so many popular persons, they know about those books because some of the books they got it and bought. Prime Minister Office also bought it, those books. I presented Modi about the ebook in September 2017. But Kapil Kumar denied the books on Netaji published by Amazon. He said that the books are selling by Amazon. He has no knowledge about who was the publisher and who was the author. Just I am letting you know that he has no knowledge about all those kind of things. As I know, everything is published about him also as a copyright violator, like Anuj Dhar, Chandrachud Ghosh. He also did some sorts of malified activities with me since 2018, and everything is published in my all Amazon books. You can see the left side photo was public posted in the Facebook on 28th of November 2018 and was submitted to the Commissioner of Police Kolkata and New Delhi to file an EFIR against a gang of Indian copyright violators come criminals led by Anuj Dhar. And as I remember, there are almost 31 candidates who did the copyright violation with Anuj Dhar to fool and loot Indians in the name of Netaji by using that real original photos of Netaji. These photos are not available in the public domain before my Amazon book publication. You can see this photo of Parthiv Dhar, maybe brother of Anuj Dhar, has stolen the Amazon NP48 photo and posted in the Facebook in his Mission Netaji discussion platform public group. The criminal, the second photo you can see the criminal Chandra Kumar Bose also was with Anuj Dhar on that time, and after stealing the NP848 photo, he managed to stamp Netaji Research Bureau, and also he made a YouTube video. But after my reporting to the YouTube authority, the video was removed. This is that kind of things. And right side photo you can see that the copyright violated photo with the stamped this one, and this is my original published Amazon book photos, both in the ebook and paperback book, even in the Hindi ebook. You can see Hindi ebook, I made the cover page with that the photo of an NP48 photo. In this context, I am just letting you to let Mr. Kapil Kumar should know that Netaji and INA, the real fact of scenario, was published for the first time in the world, including India, on 19th of September 2017. And these photos were not available in any Indian or any part of the world except my Amazon books. The criminal Anuj Dhar and other Indian criminals have stolen this Amazon book photos, and after cropping, posted in the social media, Facebook, Twitter, everywhere. After this, now this should be punished as per the Indian copyright laws. The left side, in February 2019, I reported to the legal support team of the YouTube about copyright violation on the photos of NP48 by some Indian criminals, including here you can see Mr. Arindam Malik made the YouTube videos using an NP48 photo, then Arindam Malik, History TV 18, and this is the Innovation Diary Bangla, the same man Arindam Malik. And after my reporting, the YouTube team removed both the videos. To have a public awareness of the Indian public awareness, I posted the same information that YouTube authority removed the copyright violated YouTube videos in the Facebook. This you can see, these were removed, these were posted to the for the public awareness. I have done that. As per the advice of the intellectual property section of Amazon.com in the last year, I have created the content ID DMCA file based on the published Amazon books all over the world. The same file is submitted to the copyright teams of the Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Google authorities to protect the copyright laws throughout the world, including India. India is the copyright violated country at the moment, particularly on the photos of Netaji, as I have realized. The Facebook and Twitter copyright teams are maintaining the copyright laws very nicely. The YouTube team of India is lagging behind, and hopefully the legal support and copyright teams of YouTube should give training to this lower level YouTube team to maintain the copyright laws in India. As I am experienced, the YouTube team is doing some sorts of mischievous and malefied activities in India relating to this kind of copyright photos of Netaji used by the Indian criminals. Now you can see the left side photo is the copyright violation and criminal activities of Arnab Gowsami of Republic World with Anuj Dhar, Chandrachud Ghosh and others relating to the debate of Netaji as Gumnami Debate. This was public posted in the Facebook and Twitter on 1st of July 2021. Also, it was reported to the YouTube team to remove the alleged copyright violated YouTube video, but Mr. Gowsami has not removed it yet. Also, I have reported to the Indian government and Indian police as per the Indian copyright laws. This photo was not snapped by their forefathers or any Indian or any INA person. As per the copyright laws, I have been reporting to the Indian authorities. In this context, I must let you know that I sent an email to the Arnab Gowsami just after publication of my Amazon ebook on 19th September 2017, but he did not bother to reply me at all. Now, the right hand side photograph, you can see that it was posted in the Facebook and Twitter on 3rd of July 2021 against the alleged YouTube video by the criminal R.K. Patwari. I have reported to the YouTube team for removal, but he did not remove it initially. This is the information I have given you. I have reported to the Indian government and Indian police against Arnab Gowsami, but he did not bother to remove the copyright violated YouTube video as shown below. The YouTube authority must know the copyright violation by these Indian criminals. The Amazon book photos of Netaji are not the paternal properties of these copyright violated criminals Anuj Dhar, Chandrachud Ghosh, Arnab Gowsami to defame Netaji as their Baba Gumnami without having a single proof of scientific evidence. The Amazon books have resolved the death mystery of Netaji as died on 18th of August 1945 by using the World War II photos of Netaji for the first time in the world with the advice of Netaji's wartime Elocam interpreter and secretary, late Masayoshi Kakitsubo, Japanese. You can see that after reporting to the YouTube authority and public posting in the Facebook and Twitter on 3rd of July 2021, the criminal R.K. Patwari did not remove the copyright violated YouTube videos. However, after reporting to the Indian government and Indian police, the criminal Patwari had removed the YouTube videos as shown here. You can see that this is the YouTube address, both YouTube address, they are removed by himself. The YouTube team did not remove it, but he removed by himself as per the copyright laws. The main Indian copyright violator come criminal Anuj Dhar should be in jail by the government for defamation of Netaji as his Baba Gumnami without having a single proof of scientific evidence. And he was the moneymonger to make money by using the name of Netaji to distort the World War II history and defamation of Netaji. Therefore, in all the Indian governments should take immediate action. This is the you can see this is the YouTube video made by the Arnab Gowsami about the debate of as Netaji as a Gunai Baba. You can see, I will show you now the main portion where they used my copyright violated Amazon book photos of Netaji. I will show you that.
India's most revered, iconic and charismatic freedom fighter, whose unmatched legacy and indelible contribution of India's independence movement is an inspiration to the entire nation for over 7 decades. In 2020, the focus is back on one of the most talked about theories surrounding Netaji. The theory that says he did not die in the August 1945 Taiwan plane crash, but came back to India and lived the rest of his days as the reclusive.
That with my cousin, Professor Dwarkanath Bose, who gave his blood for the DNA test with Gumnami Baba's teeth. I asked him about it because I wasn't present when that was done. So the two people who gave their blood, one was Professor Dwarkanath Bose, son of Dr. Sunil Chandra Bose, and the
Gumnami Baba. By what name did they call him? Because Gumnami Baba was a name given by the local press after his death in 1985. So what nomenclature was being discussed?
fascinating.
These are the photos they have stolen from Japanese NHK YouTube videos.
I had something of the screen.
Yeah,
Ardhendu Bose, not an inquisition, but both these gentlemen want to quiz you a little on your beliefs. So please, Anuj, go on, please. Make your point to Ardhendu Bose. Yeah.
Have their earning money.
My point is simple. In 1973, there was this Coast Guard Commission of Inquiry functioning. I am quoting from the report which is available in public domain. Netaji's family's lawyer, N.D. Majumdar, the former law minister,
experts from opinion that if the DNA is matching or not, that is determined. Now, this electropherogram was not submitted to the Mukherjee Commission of Inquiry. Now, in 2017, Anuj Dhar and Chandrachud Ghosh filed a similar RTI like mine, and they were given the response that since they are third party, they cannot be given the electropherogram. Now the same has been destroyed, or it never existed. The DNA test was clearly fudged. In fact, the government of India right now officially do not have any evidence to prove that such a DNA test was conducted, because without an electropherogram report, a DNA test cannot happen. Number one. And number two, what Ardhandu Bose said, that he had a conversation with DN Bose and DN Bose said that the DNA report was negative. I'm sorry to say this. Number one, what Mr. DN Bose is saying right now is irrelevant. And number two, the DNA test on which he is banking upon is invalid right now, because without the electropherogram, I'm sorry,
Sorry, it is an insult to my father, and I'm not entering into any nonsense like that. If people do not accept scientific evidence, this is their own business, but I think they are rather stupid if they don't. You can't just go on with a conspiracy story and try to persuade people that all sorts of things might have happened because you don't like what facts are.
Why do you believe some people don't like what the facts are, as you say?
Arnab Gowsami, you are
that has different reasons. Some have their own axe to grind and they have their own interests in that. Some want to gain publicity by sort of warming up this nonsensical story all the time. And maybe some just want to insult Netaji. I would not put it beyond some people.
Anitaji, last August you had sought for DNA tests to be done on the ashes kept at the Renkoji temple in Japan to quote-unquote bring out the truth. Why do you think Gumnami Baba was not Netaji? What convinces you, if I may say so? What is that one or two? What are those fundamentally two or three things which convince you?
First of all, the personality of Netaji is such that it is inconceivable that he returned anonymously hiding behind a curtain or a screen and claiming that he lives there as a sannyasi without getting involved in his country's affairs. And the other question is that the story of the plane crash is a very convincing one, and I'm willing to, since some people do not accept it, to try for a DNA test and have them get scientific evidence that the remains at Renkoji are his.
Yes, it is scientific evidence.
I'm personally quite convinced that they are, and Gumnami Baba's story is just an outrageous insult to Netaji.
Anitaji, I respect the fact that you are coming and speaking to me about this, and please don't take it otherwise, but I need to just ask you a couple of follow-up questions. American handwriting expert Carl Baggett, with over 40 years of experience,
Handwriting expert.
did they concluded something in the handwriting? They said the handwritings of Gumnami Baba and those of Netaji match, that they are the same person. Does that intrigue you?
Graphological evidence is most unconvincing, and it is a sort of hocus-pocus thing anyway.
You say it's hocus-pocus, but binoculars issued by German military dating back to World War II, a family portrait of Netaji's parents, Janakinath Bose and Prabhavati Bose. Why would this be the case?
I don't know why Gumnami Baba was interested in these things, but a binocular is certainly not the only one and only binocular that existed in Germany, and family portraits of the Bose family are certainly also common enough that anyone can get them. If he was interested, then why not?
You're saying that Gumnami Baba was only interested in Netaji?
I don't know I don't know anything about Gumnami Baba. I don't know whether he was interested. But if you say that he had pictures of the Bose family, then probably he was interested in the Bose family. Let me not get into the Mukherjee report right now, because that's a story on its own.
But just following up, French secret files also refused to buy the plane crash theory. I'm just putting some evidence before you. There was a French secret report dated 11th December 1947 at the National Archives of France, which stated that Netaji did not die in the plane crash but had escaped from Indochina. Do you believe he could have...
Look at the other reports. I mean, there are also some people who believe that the Apollo mission never got to the moon, and that Kennedy's assassination has a mysterious thing, and all sorts of stupid stories going around. People enjoy these conspiracy stories, and I think
agency, the Kampetai, was set up, was tasked with the plan of creating a deception plan, showing a plane crash in Formosa when he had escaped to Manchuria. That is where Netaji had gone. There are 3 radio broadcasts recorded in Kolkata, right? In November 1945, in December 1945, January 1946, last February 46. After that, the trail goes cold. The speculation is
on Netaji's 125th birth anniversary, Modi government must declare Netaji was the first Prime Minister of Greater India and 21st of October 1943 was our Independence Day. Ashes of Netaji must be brought to India, scattered a portion of it in the Ganges River at Haridwar, and the remaining portion should be kept at the recently built Netaji Temple in Varanasi. Everything is written in my all Amazon books. Interested Netaji lovers can subscribe my YouTube channel to know everything, and I have made many YouTube videos based on my Amazon books, both in English and also Bengali. Therefore, I am requesting you to know the real fact of Netaji's death on 18th of August 1945 with facts and figures and real 49 amazing photos of Netaji in World War II. These are the Amazon book links in Indian links. There are everywhere, all the advanced countries, they have the link of these books. But I am showing you the Indian links here because as per the Professor Kapil Kumar said, there is no Amazon publisher. He must, all you know, is it a publisher, Amazon is a publisher or a seller. You can know very well that who is telling lies. And if he has stolen any book, any Amazon book photos, he must be sued by Amazon, as I know. Jai Hind, Jai to Netaji, Bande Mataram.